Hey there, CJ students, and welcome to your winter Cura Personalis template. So, very first thing you want to do after you click the link and make a copy is go up and rename it. Rename it your last name and then your first name. And maybe put a little dash there as well. But that way it won't say copy of. Now it will say this is your template. And then the next thing you want to do is share it with your advisor. So go ahead and hit share. So if your advisor is Mr. Woolahan, you're going to want to say Mr. Woolahan. Once that's done, I'm going to walk you through real quickly just what these slides look like. On this very first slide, don't leave first to last here. Make sure you put your first and last name so that you understand who's presenting. And then put a whole bunch of pictures. Put a picture of yourself here and then put pictures all over this slide so it shows what you are all about. Here's an example of my template from last year where I put like my favorite book, team, food. I made sure it was all school appropriate, but I put my passions on this paper so I could describe who I am and what I was passionate about. This is a presentation. You notice there's not a whole bunch of words on here, but I'd be able to explain it to the audience. Make sure when you're searching up those pictures that they're school related, you're not going down the internet rabbit hole of just finding image after image. This slide shouldn't take you that long. You should know what you want to put on there. That's it. To insert an image, you just go insert and then image and then search up from web, or if you copy and paste the URL, you can do that there. All right. Next, you're going to lead a morning meeting. So I created my own morning meeting question. You can decide to copy it or rewrite over it. But basically, I said, give me some advice. If you could go back in time when you were in middle school, give yourself advice, what would it be and why? So you're asking your audience some questions here. And then I said, finish early. What's your rose thorn? I wrote myself. I thought what were important reminders. Give yourself, 3 to 4 reminders about what you think is important for school, whether it's, academic or behavior stuff. Then the next slide, you're going to just explain what's the examen. We do it every Friday. Why do we do it? How do you use it? Is it helpful for you? Insert a picture explaining the examen, and then actually walk yourself through an examen. So here's an example of mine again. You're going to want to type over this stuff because this is my stuff, right? So, but this is just an example of what a good examen should look like. Then the beautiful part of your presentation is it's a back and forth. So you're going to kind of stop on slide 5. You're going to ask a question of your audience, related to Cura Personalis, related to your presentation, not how am I doing, an interactive question. So something like, what is something that you want to manifest for your future, and how will you make that manifestation true? You can ask for advice. You can ask basically any questions that's going to help your audience and you connect, right? Then we get into the meat of the presentation, right? You're going to give your own definitions of religious, loving, open to growth, intellectual excellence, and community doing justice. Anybody says open to growth is trying new things, you're not thinking hard enough. If anybody says just religious is just praying, you're not hard enough. Loving is not just be kind. You're 7th and 8th graders. You should have a good, complete definition with explanation here. It shouldn't just be something that you put together at the last second. Then you're going to, again, ask questions about your audience. Maybe you ask your audience, what's your definition of loving? What's your definition of religious? How do you use these grads in your life? Again, insert a picture related to your question there. Now it's artifact time. So how have you showed loving, open to growth, religious, intellectual excellence, and community doing justice? This is where you got to really think, right? So a short explanation and then a picture related to you showing that grad. Then 3 things that you want to work on for the remainder of the year. Insert a picture or 2 here. You can have 3 pictures, but again, these should be well thought out. It shouldn't just be like being on time to school. Well, if being on time to school, why is that important for you? How are you going to do it, right? It should be like at least 1 or 2, 3 sentences for each of these. And then we're going to reflect on I ready. You don't need to worry about anything here. We are going to provide you with these cutouts. So you need to make sure that you're ready to talk about that. And then you end it with questions and feedback. And so that's your presentation. Remember, it's a presentation. You don't just read the words on the screen. So as you type, in the bottom here, there's this note section below these slides. You can type out some of the things that you're actually going to want to say. Don't just read slides to us. It is a presentation. Can't emphasize that enough, right? You're not going to just read the slides to us. You're going to present them to us. So you won't just read everything word for word on the paper. Ask your advisors if you have questions.